So one of the main things that I use VLC Player for is to actually convert videos from one format to another. So if, for example, I was to use OBS software, which is running on a different window at the moment, here it is, and I was to record this window and play some video and do some things, move the video about and so forth, and to generate a file with this and to save that file, which I will do in a moment, then I would make an MKV file, which is Matroska video format. Now, the problem with the Matroska format is that my video editor doesn't understand it, so I need to convert it to an MP4 format before my video editor will allow me to work with it. So when I do screen grabs, I always have to convert the videos, and I use VLC Player for that. So I'm going to make a little video of this screen now in Matroska format, and then we'll convert it. So after recording some footage with OBS in Matroska format, we wish to convert it using VLC Media Player. So the first thing we do is to open the player and go to Media, Convert, Save. And that opens another dialog, and we want to add the media that we're interested in converting. This is my OBS recording here. Say open, and there it is there. And then we want to select the Convert Save button, and it has some settings to display the output when it's converting and deinterlace things. I'm not going to select either of these two, and there's a spanner which selects the profile for conversion, and there are some pre-selected profiles, I believe, but what we're going to do is to select the encapsulation. MPEG-4 is what we want. On video codec, we could select many different types. H.265 is one of the typical ones which you would use nowadays for the web and for computers and normal high definition video. But what we want to do is to keep the original video track, because Matroska is just a container for MPEG-4, and we also want to keep the original audio track. And with those two things selected, we are complete. So next we want to tell it what to call the output file, and all we do is to ignore my email notification, and OBS recording converted. There, converted, that'll do. Okay, I'll fix it. And we say save, and then say start, and you'll see how quickly it does it. There. Now, it did it so quickly because it wasn't converting any of the contents of the file. It was changing the wrapper around the contents of the file. And if we go back to where the folder is, there's the folder. So there is the Matroska format file, which is 3138 kilobytes. And there is the MPEG-4, which is 3149 kilobytes. So it's just changed the wrapper. Double click on it, and there's it playing. Here's my sample video of me doing things on this screen, which, yep, there it is, playing away. So it's converted the file from one format to another. Video file format conversion. Great. However, perhaps we'd want to make it smaller as well. So let's do that. When you do the conversion, convert save, oh look, it's still there in the file. So we're going to convert save, and we'll change the format that we're going to convert it to. Go to the video codec, and we will not keep the original video track. We will change it to something else. Oh look, it's decided to go back to the start of the list. Well, you can experiment with these to your heart's content, including DivX, which works quite well. I'm going to show you what I would do. H.265. And I think that the Matroska is using a low bitrate MPEG-4 format, And when I converted it to 3 megabits per second, which would be 3000 kilobits per second, the file got larger. So I estimate it must be something like 2 megabits per second. So I'm going to change this to 1 megabit per second. Something like that. And say that's what I want to do. Resolution, we keep the resolution the same. We won't try changing the width or the height of the thing, and we won't try messing about asking VLC to do any clever filters, all of which are built in. Experiment with these to your heart's content. You probably have loads of fun. But I'm going to try making it smaller. We're not going to do anything with the audio. Again, when you do mess with the audio, you can then put filters and change the bitrate of the audio, or make it mono, or increase the sample rate and stuff like that. But we're going to leave that as it is. We're going to go for 1 megabits per second and say save. And so we then have to tell it the output file name. And we'll once again change the output to OBS recording 1 Mbps, 1 megabits per second. Tell it to do save and start. And you will see it takes a while to process this, because it is now processing the entire contents of the file, video and audio. For very large files, this can take several minutes or maybe an hour if it's a huge file. So now it has processed the file. But now we will see the result of our shenanigans. Here we are. How big is it? So it has made it a little bit smaller, 1 megabits per second. Took the file size down from 3.1 megabytes to 2.3 megabytes. Let's watch it. Still looks remarkably good. Here's my sample video of me doing things on this screen, which I'm going to make in a Matroska format video for later conversion to MPEG 4. So it certainly seemed to work. So that's an example of how you can change the compression on a video file. The same process can be used to extract audio from videos and to transcode audio files from one format to another. So to extract the audio from a video file, let's have a go at taking our file again. Here's our OBS recording, which has got a bit of mumbling on it by me. And let's do a convert save, and we'll go into the settings again. Boink. And let's save it as an MP3 file. And you see, the thing says it's not going to save any video, we're just going to save the audio. Encapsulation MP3. Features no video, no subtitles, no streamable things, no chapters, menus, only audio. Audio codec, we will choose the audio. MP3, 128 megabits per second. So, good, that will be interesting. 128 kilobits per second, two channel, and let's set a more usable rate. There we go. Set the output. There, we're going to output the OBS recording audio track as an MP3 file. And it didn't take long to do. Let's see if it worked. Seems to be there. Here's my sample video of me doing things on this screen, which this screen, So there we go. It has extracted the audio from the video as an MPEG file, MP3, MPEG-3 file. You can do the same with WAV, as you saw. So your format could have been a WAV file, for example, or you could have chosen one of the other available formats. And similarly, if I had have opened a WAV file, I could have done the same process of convert to turn it into an MP3 file. So let's show an example of that, shall we? Convert save. Let's open a file. Let's choose a WAV file. Randy Quaid by the Flying Innuendo Brothers in this case. Do a convert save, and we're going to pick the spanner, tell it to save it as an MP3 file, pick the MP3 file, 128 kilobits per second, 44.1, stereo, save, pick the file, do that as one to 8K stereo, and tell it to do it. And you see it goes through converting it, and somewhere we should have a file. And there we have it, a file converted from WAV file 38 megabytes to MP3 file 3.4 megabytes by VLC player. And that just about wraps it up. VLC player is extremely useful, and I use it all the time, not just for playing videos.